Geoff, you were on the Isles bandwagon here to win game 6. So are you staying on for game 7?
I mean, Jesse, like we're free rolling here. Look, if you bet the Isles in every game of this series, you were getting huge plus money. So you're up, a couple units basically. So yeah, take a little bit of that house money and throw it on the Islanders plus 150 tonight. Nikita Kucherov banged up. The coach doesn't even know if he's going to play yet. And last time I checked, the Lightning really weren't that great in the regular season with them. They didn't even win their division. So the Lightning can talk all they want. They're in a world of trouble here. They've got the deeper Islanders. You've got Semyon Varlamov, who's going to be in a statement game here. Yes, the Islanders money line is definitely where you should be putting your money. Plus 150. The team continues to get disrespected here despite the injury to Kucherov. That's the play.
AJ, you look like you're dressed for the Isles. So
totally an accident. But look, as soon as I bet against the Isles on Wednesday, they win. So, of course, you may not want to listen to what I have to say after this, but I'm with Geoff on this one. The value is there, plus 150. The potential to not have Nikita Kucherov in this game is completely an X factor here. If they don't have him, you suddenly have a team that's got a stacked, solid top 6 that has like a first line, because we imagine Stamkos will move up to the first, with maybe a second line that starts to look a little thin without him. So they don't have really good replacements, in my opinion, for Nikita Kucherov if he doesn't play. So I'm with Geoff regardless if he does, because of that value point, but especially if he doesn't play, I think it's the surefire bet.
Paul, what do you think? Do you like the Isles to win game 7?
I have to be on the other side of these two guys. It's a tradition now. First, let me say the runs of the Islanders and the Habs in these playoffs, it should remind us all that the chase for the Stanley Cup is the most difficult gauntlet in all of sports. But if these two teams are in the finals, it's going to be unwatchable. You won't see more upset playoff winners anywhere else in the playoffs than you have this year in the NHL. That said, the Islanders' trek expires tonight for me. The defending champs have more depth and cup experience than anyone else, and they will win this one. I'll take the home side minus 1.5 for plus 163 on the puck line this evening.
Paul, I'm hearing from one of our producers that yesterday you said you'd rather take a hockey team from like Mars or the moon than the Canadians to win.
That is correct.
Okay. I just felt like I should, clarify that. Okay.
Oh,
cool.
I'm glad we did. I'm glad we clarified that. That was
okay. Cool.
There's
Just had to check. Well, all three of you were confident that we would see a tighter check in game 6, and you guys were all right. So the total hitting a push at 5, unless you bought the extra half goal like Geoff did. Anyway, the total for game 7 is also 5. So AJ, are we feeling the under again tonight?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the under here, and again, like in game 6, you can get relatively even money on it at plus 102 tonight. I do normally still look to give up that extra half goal and get plus 170 for the under 4.5 here on the DK Sportsbook. But when it's even money, I think you can, take that chance of a push. Look, you didn't lose the money on Wednesday. Might as well, free roll it, as Geoff said, into this one as well and put it at the 5 at plus 102.
Paul, what do you think? Are you feeling the under again tonight?
I walk with AJ on this one. We haven't agreed too much in these playoffs, but I expect more of the same what we've seen in these postseason, particularly if Cooch misses the game tonight. With the high stakes related to the outcome of this match, risk-taking will be a minimum and defending will be at a premium. Throw in the outstanding goaltending at both ends and you have a recipe for a very low-scoring game. Could be a soccer match. I take the under and would strongly recommend AJ's pick on the puck line at under 4.5 for that plus 170 payout.
Geoff, 3 for 3?
I tend to be a little bit more conservative when targeting the totals in these games, just because if I go to the alternate line, I don't mind, paying a worse price to take the 5.5. Now the juice is up even more here. It's minus 165. I think the last time we did this, it was around minus 150. But I still don't mind that just because of the empty net scenario, which could easily, come into play with like 4 minutes left, given it's a game 7. I think a 3-1 game here, though, is very likely. So I don't mind if you want to take a shot with the plus 170 for the 4.5 alternate puck total either, or alternate goal total either. Either way, I'm on the under with these guys. You can just hit the 5 and live with the push again, too. That's completely fine. So I see this as being a close scoring game as well.
All right, Paul, hit me with your favorite Islanders player prop.
I'm going to go with a couple of guys in these props that have high IQs, one for each team. The Islanders got solid production from a wide range of forwards, and if they're to succeed, their 1-2 punch at center, Barzal and Nelson, have to play well. As I mentioned earlier, this will be a game where we keep it a risk-averse posture, and that's crucial on the ice for both clubs. To me, that means guys with a high hockey IQ will be the difference makers. So while these two centers will drive much of the offense, I look to a guy like Jordan Eberle, who's one of the smartest players in the league for my money and has a long history of big game experience dating back to his junior days. He won't be afraid of this big stage and he'll impact the outcome. I take him to score a goal tonight at plus 310.
All right, Geoff, what's your favorite Islanders player prop?
Look, I may fade Paul in the game selections and the game totals, but I've learned not to fade him in the player props. I love the Jordan Eberle call a lot. This is an absolute big game player. He's not going to be scared of this stage at all. I love the goal prop at plus 320. Even just to take him to score a point, though, plus 110. Absolutely. You're getting good value on a guy who's scored, at a higher rate than that. So he was my Isles target. And again, I'm really glad that I'm on the same side as Paul because he has been killing it in these props for us. So let's all get on the Jordan Eberle train tonight.
All right, AJ, all aboard.
Yeah, it's true. I was in the same exact spot. I like both Barzal and Eberle to grab a point tonight. You're paying a little bit of juice for Barzal to grab the point. But it's not outrageous. You get solid value on Eberle. And look, if you're looking for just an outrageous, spot to throw some money down and maybe catch something, the one guy that I would maybe look at is Leo Komarov at plus 480. For some reason, he's still playing on the top line with those guys. So that would be my wild card shot is, if you're going to do Eberle, if you're going to do Barzal, why not just throw one in on Leo Komarov as well?
All right, on the other side, Geoff, favorite Lightning player prop?
I'm going to go with Anthony Cirelli. Had a really strong game 6 there. Obviously, Kucherov being out. I just feel like, the players in the top 6 for Tampa probably just going to be playing more. I mean, AJ alluded to it. This team just isn't going to be as deep. These guys are going to be playing a ton of minutes. Cirelli could just get his power play time bumped as well if Kucherov doesn't play. Either way, he's playing well. Probably going to have at least one good scoring winger there. And Cirelli is a guy who the Lightning don't, you don't get the same kind of odds as you do on the Islanders forwards. But I mean, Cirelli at plus 285 there to score a goal. Yeah, that's fine. I think that's a very good price. So that'd be my Tampa Bay prop here tonight.
AJ, where are you going?
Same place. Anthony Cirelli tonight is the guy that I really like here at plus 285. You could look at Braden Point to get even money to score a goal. He's been doing it nonstop, so might as well keep that train rolling. Honestly, again, if you're looking for maybe a little more value, a little more risky play, consider Point at 2+ goals for plus 650. If that's just a little too risky, but you want more value, maybe look at the 2-point total for Point at plus 195. But overall, for me, I think the call on Cirelli is the best spot to be in at plus 285.
Oh, king of the props. Favorite Lightning player prop?
Well, they left Steven Stamkos for me, so I'm going to take him. He has to have the same impact as Eberle tonight. I think he's another one of the smartest players in hockey, and he's been on the biggest stages many times before, as everybody knows. He has the advantage of playing on the second line, so he'll avoid the Islanders' best checkers too, so that's a positive. I expect he'll be a little more motivated than most of his teammates too, because he really didn't contribute to their cup-winning run last season. He's also a primary trigger man on the power play and will be even more important if Kucherov doesn't take the ice. I say Stammer gets a goal tonight at plus 195. And hey, Geoff, I've made a number of good series picks in this playoff round too.
Yeah, Geoff, don't forget it. All right, guys, we're short on time, so real quick, there's a showdown contest for Game 7, of course. So AJ, who's your favorite DFS play for tonight's deciding game?
Braden Point for the captain at 14-4 is the way to go. But I think if Kucherov doesn't play, at least consider Steven Stamkos at 12-9.
Paul, where are you going?
For me, it's Vasilevsky. He's been widely regarded as the best goalie in the world, and this is another spot where he has to show his stuff. Only a nicked-up Kucherov will cost more in the showdown format tonight. There's a reason for that. The goalie's that damn good. Be sure to take him as your captain, or you'll be chasing the showdown game tonight.
Geoff, where are you going?
Semyon Varlamov. Islanders win 3-1. Eberle gets a goal too, so play him.